What's up everyone? Here I am going to demonstrate for you how to combine your 5 self-portrait variations in Photoshop. We're going to use some new tools for you. We're going to use the selection tools and the layer masks in order to show specific areas of each layer as we stack them up and combine them. So to start, we need to have Adobe Photoshop open, and we want to use Control O to open one of our self-portrait files. So let's pop into Photoshop. I'm going to go to File, Open, and I'm just going to browse to where I saved my work. I've got mine on the desktop. There's some other pictures. There we go. Where's the regular one? Alright, I'm going to bring in the regular one as my base layer. And then what I'm going to do from here on out, instead of going to File, Open, I'm going to go to File, Place, Embedded. And what that's going to do, it's going to insert the next picture onto a new layer. So I'll go to Place Embedded, and I'll browse for my next image. I'm going to go with this lime sky version. Place that in there. And I don't really want to move it or resize it. I just want to confirm that I'm bringing this in by hitting the check up here on the top menu bar. The keyboard shortcut for that is the Enter key. So you can do either one of those. Now let's look at what our layers have. I'm going to click and drag the layers window out. I have now 2 layers, one on top of the other. And what I want to do is selectively show portions of the lime green sky. So we're going to use a couple of different tools to pull this off. I'm going to go up to my Rectangle Marquee. Shortcut is the M key on your keyboard. And I'm going to choose the Rectangle Marquee. You have other options which you can toy around with later in the lesson. But for now, I just want to create some different selections. I'm going to select just a section of my eye, and then I'm going to hold down the Shift key or press this little icon up here to add to my selection, and that will let me select more than one little area. So I'm going to make a bunch of rectangular selections on my page. Okay. And now here comes the magic. We are going to press this icon to create a layer mask. When I press that, it will hide everything that is outside of the selected rectangles. Alright? So that's a pretty fun feature. What we want to do is continue bringing in different layers and showing or hiding different sections. So I'm going to hit Control S to save my file. I want to call this Selfie Combo. Right, and I'm going to do File, Place Embedded, and I'm going to search for another variation. Let me go with my black and white version. So I'll bring that in, hit my check icon, and then for this one I could do tall thin strips. Now remember, it is still in add mode. I can show you a different variation. If I make a large selection here and then switch to subtract mode, I can click and drag boxes to cut out different areas to make kind of an unusual shape to what I'm keeping. Maybe I'll go to add again, and I'll add a little bit down here. Maybe I'll make kind of a little like puzzle connection all over the page. And then if I want to subtract, the keyboard shortcut is to hold down the Alt key, and you'll notice that when you have the Alt key down, there's a little minus symbol next to the crosshairs. When you have the Shift key, you get a plus symbol, and if you don't have anything, you'll start a new selection like that. But I'm going to hit undo because I don't want to lose my selection. I'm going to press the layer mask icon again, and there you can see we've got a little black and white version now. So I'm going to save my work in progress as a Photoshop document. File, Place Embedded, and I'll keep going. Go to my little cool psychedelic sky version, and I will play this time with the elliptical marquee. That will give me circular selections. So I will hold the Shift key to create multiple dots or circles. Now they could be elongated vertically or horizontally. The other thing that you can do, if you hold the Alt key, you can subtract from them and make some kind of crescent moons. have a circle within a circle, or an ellipse within an ellipse, however you want to think of it. So Shift gives you the plus symbol, Alt gives you the minus symbol. So let's add one more little dot up here, hit our layer mask button, and you can see more interesting selections. So you want to repeat this process until you've added all 5 of your variation images. The other thing that you can play around with is adding layer effects to each of these images. So I could add a drop shadow, and that's going to give me the illusion of depth. Now, depending on your settings, you can have more or less distance. It'll make it look like it's floating more or less. You can adjust just how solid that little drop shadow is. You can change the color, the size, the spread, all of those different things. Maybe put a bevel and emboss. You could try something like that. That'll make it look somewhat three-dimensional. You can do an inner bevel. It makes it look kind of 3D, which is neat. And you can choose different, you can mix and match the different styles and blending options and layer effects, however you like for each of your different layers. But if you like the one that you have and you want to see it on all the layers just the same, you can right click your layer and go down to Copy Layer Style, and then if you right click each of your other layers, you can paste the layer style, and it's just giving that same bevel and emboss and drop shadow to each of the layers that I have. Okay, so I'm going to save my work in progress, and again, you can add different ones. You can rearrange these. You can click and drag them up or down in the layer stack. It's your choice what you choose to put on top. Right? And you can add additional effects. If I click this lime green sky with the little rectangles, it's my second layer from the top, I can double click the word effects, and I can try different things. Maybe I'll turn bevel and emboss off, but maybe I want a stroke weight. It'll give me an outline. I choose what color I want the outline to be. I'll go with kind of a navy blue. And if I go to my bottom layer, I can double click the effects. And again, I could choose a different option. Maybe I want an outer glow. The glow is currently kind of a lime green color. It has some noise, which I can increase or reduce. I can increase the opacity, which is how solid the glow is, or reduce it. And then, of course, the size and spread will give you different effects as well. So I'm going to try not to make mine super duper solid. There we go. I like that. So I'm going to save this file. And when you get to the point that you like it and you want to turn it in, you go to File, Export, and you can do a quick export as a PNG. So it's Hatchl Image Adjustment Selfie Combo. You can just call it your last name, Selfie Combo, or even Combo. As long as you know what you're naming the files and can find them, put them in your turn-in folder, you're going to be good to go. When you're done, make sure that you add your work to your digital sketchbooks for grading. And if you have questions, ask your neighbors, refer to your handout, and raise your hand. I'll come around to help you.